good, y'all? It's the Demouchets REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. So excited about this video. If you're new to us
And we new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to 200K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, alright? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's get it.
Nothing compares to the simple pleasure of a bike ride. Nothing compares.
And that is a terrible scene for us.
These legs, attached to pro cyclist Pavel Polyansky, 16 stages into the Tour de France, are a glimpse of what the body endures at the most watched sports event in the world. This is actually a sign of good fitness. His blood vessels are dilating to help with oxygen flow, and he needs all the help he can get because the Tour de France is
all the veins in the legs is good. Okay.
Stretching 3,350 kilometers over 24 days, riders burn up to 8,000 calories every single day. That's more than 3 times what pro runners burn in a marathon.
Bike's no joke.
For the brave cyclist, peak fitness is a professional requirement, and beyond that, pain is par for the course.
But there's been a crash there, Garrett has gone down on the line.
That kind of extreme pressure is why doping, the illegal use of performance-enhancing drugs, is so prevalent in the race. If athletes at their pinnacle use drugs to perform, imagine what the Tour de France would do to the average body.
They pick the hardest and the most dangerous and the longest distances that they possibly can for a Grand Tour. And it's part of the whole identity of the Tour de France. Let's see how hard we can make it.
Let's talk about what really happens to your body in the legendary Tour de France.
Bike racing is supposed to be
if you're an
fun.
enthusiast and you're a cycling buff, you know, you might do one of those stages. I mean, there's no way that, you know, the average person, even of good athletic ability, is going to be able to complete a Tour de France.
You ever thought about it though? Like how tough a bike ride is?
Oh, I was about to tell my story. I know I'm always gonna come with a story.
Yeah.
Okay, me and my cousins, we took a bike ride from one end of town to the other end of town to back. Baby, my legs were noodles. I don't think I ever rode a bike since then.
I don't think bikes rides that tough.
I ain't done it.
I mean, I could see the, you pedaling a lot. Now, I did do bikes where they have the pressurized, it kind of pushes back the gears. I have the nose. That's tough. But when you're just cycling, if you get tired, you could just let it cycle through.
This was hours long.
Yeah, as it is for them as well.
And I was at my peak fitness. Okay,
Yeah,
I was in high school. I was fine.
Still is.
Okay, yeah, but I was sticks and needles.
Oh, that type of fun.
I was sticks.
And needles.
Child, my legs was noodles for real.
Okay. I haven't rode a bike like crazy like before. I'm gonna have to get back on and see what happens.
Netherlands.
Netherlands, yes.
That's gonna be funny.
Yes. Yes.
You were on those other videos about ski jumping and doubles luge. What do you know about the Tour de France?
Well, I've been modeling the Tour de France since 2003. So the idea was to take terrain data that's available each year for the various stages and see if we can come up with a pretty good estimate for the winner. We've done pretty well over the years.
Now, to give you an idea of what the body goes through in these 3 weeks of hell, let's go week by week. It's day 1 of week 1, and around 25 million viewers are tuning in to watch you take off on the open road from Copenhagen. If you're fit enough, your resting heart rate might be as low as 40 BPM, next to the average person's at 60 to 100. If you're 4-time winner Chris Froome, you're somehow doing 29 BPM. Your heart rate is going to vary dramatically, but the goal is to maintain the same body weight throughout. And considering how many calories you're burning, that's easier said than done.
Right.
In the course of a given stage, their average burn might be something like 5,500 calories. Well, a 550 calorie Big Mac, that's 10 of them. Of course, they're not going to consume 10 Big Macs, but that's the amount of food energy that they're burning each stage, and they have to match that.
If you're the winner, you'll likely get through the equivalent of 210 Big Macs throughout the event. 118,000 calories.
Random thought.
Random
Random thought. School. I feel like PE coaches should know this information.
Definitely.
Especially when they have all these kids running around and doing these things. These children say they can't do it no more because obviously you know why. So if you know these things, they should have PE classes to where you can work, have fun, and do all these curriculums, but also have a sit-down course where you need to understand the body just as well.
That?
You think so?
You don't remember doing that?
Not as frequently.
Y'all didn't do that?
Did I skip PE?
We had tests every week.
In PE class?
Yes.
On the body?
On the body.
No.
Yeah.
No. No. Didn't happen.
And you say your school was better than mine.
See, when you say stuff
We
like
actually
that,
learned
I'm
things.
saying, I know, we understood it, but it's like, I don't remember
No, I think for you, because you was in sports, y'all were able to go with y'all sports programs and things for PE.
Yeah.
So that's probably why you wasn't doing a lot of the regular things that the
Could
regular
be.
people
Could
were
be.
doing.
Or I just don't have the best of memory.
Like y'all was doing, okay, well I know my school was doing weights and conditioning. Like the football players, basketball players, all of that, instead of regular PE.
I just don't remember seeing it on paper.
Cause
To
y'all
the
wasn't
point,
doing
I
it.
just don't remember seeing it on
y'all
paper. Like, we
wasn't
would
doing
go
it.
in there and we would work out and do those things, and it would talk, but I don't remember it being like a real enforcement from
Nah, we
the
was taking
system. I
tests.
think it was that. It wasn't an enforcement. I feel like it should be more enforced
Yeah, we
too.
was doing real
understand it.
kinesiology.
Wasn't that not taking the like science class?
No.
That's not
it
the
was-
science class?
No,
Okay,
this was
okay.
kinesiology.
Kinesiology, okay.
To 5% of your protein stores, your fuel, to keep up with the pack. The usual catabolism is in effect.
Metabolism is a breakdown of tissue, really, and fueling. So when you start pedaling, you get into a catabolic state. So your heart rate goes up, you increase blood flow to the muscle, it gets into the muscle, causes the body to break down.
Good job.
Remind
Glucose,
me.
glycogen,
Have a
and
Charlie
fatty
horse
acids.
on that bike.
And that's all part of the normal exercise response. The idea is to start repairing tissue. And if they're not eating close to the end of exercise, then they get into a whole muscle
Efficient.
wasting because the body's
Yep.
like, I need amino acids.
Yep.
What's the first thing to go is muscle tissue because it's very active and very energy hungry. The body's like, I need something here. And if you're not going to get it to me, I'm going to make you stop.
So essentially,
They're gonna try to
metabolism
hide
is like that alien plant, Audrey 2 in Little Shop of
Ooh, I
Horrors.
remember this. I remember this.
Does it have to be mine?
If you can't keep it fed, it's gonna eat away at you. That is when you start bonking. More on that later. We're on week 2 now, and somehow you're fitter than
Child,
you were when you
listen.
stopped.
Week 1, I'm already out.
Nah, I'm into this. We're gonna keep going. I'm gonna make sure she get back on the bike.
He
Even if
likes
it's a
things
two
like that.
if it's a 2-seater, she don't have to pedal, but she gonna get on that bike.
I'll get on the back, baby.
That's right. I
Ride
ain't gonna
till
let you
the
fall
wheels
off.
fall off.
There you go. You're gonna hang on tight. But
with
yeah,
you.
we're gonna make sure that week 1 you're gonna get it all right.
All right.
All together.
That's it. But you're heading into the
There you
mountains
go.
now. And those climbs are unforgiving. Obviously, it's a stressful time, sending your cortisol levels, the stress hormone, way up. Plenty of sleep between days will help immensely. If not, you guessed it, the bonk takes over. I'll get to it. As you tear through the route, you're also tearing through red blood cells. And red blood cells carry oxygen.
Oxygen.
Like the folks watching at home, you're
You know what I'm
destroying
thinking.
2 million red blood cells every second. But while the average person will have no problem replacing theirs, you're using more oxygen than your system can keep up with. This puts you at risk of lower immunity and anemia. Translation, sick and tired. So you're onto your second week, and your maximum heart rate while racing may have been up with Chris Froome's at 174 BPM in the first week. By now, it might be slowing, growing weaker from all the hard work. Thankfully, your first of 2 official rest days comes 11 days in, just in time to hear the mountain ahead beckoning. It's 2022, and your highest climb this year waiting for you at the 11th stage is
Yeah,
the
breathing
dreaded
too.
Col du Galibier at 2,642 meters above sea level. Climbing this hill, it looks like you're breaking down more muscle than you're able to build up. This is where your muscles are really put to the test, tearing through muscle tissue,
We're still on
burning
week
all
1.
your diminished fat mass.
We're still on week 1.
Congratulations.
I thought this
You're
was week
bonking.
2.
So there's actually 2 ways, right? We have a dehydration and we have a low fueling. When you are low from hypoglycemia and low fueling, it's like this tunnel vision and you're right on the edge of feeling like you're gonna hit a wall where you'll see someone and they're starting to drift off the back.
Run through
I
it.
think, in fact, Armstrong has absolutely hit the wall.
And then they eat and then all of a sudden, boom, they can go. Like 20 minutes later, they're fine.
Yeah.
But people who are dehydrated,
That's amazing,
they'll drift
too.
off the back and you get really angry because you have a lot of aldosterone that's coming out, and aldosterone induces aggression and anger.
Transfer of energy.
Like
You gotta
in
put that back in
2010
that
when
bike.
Australian Cadell Evans ran out of steam on stage 9 after dominating the race up to that point.
Cadell Evans has cracked in the yellow jersey here.
You can see it here too on this pomme de terre camera. The Spanish Miguel Indurain, winner of the last 5 tours, struggling and desperate for hydration.
This is a sign of a man suffering like we've never seen before.
Still waving.
The penalty is for the last 20 kilometers of the stage, when riders are too packed together for their teams to supply them. You reach your second rest day just after the tame flat at the 15th stage. From stages 19 to 21, just be relieved to bid the Pyrenees adieu, heading full speed for the glorious Champs-Élysées finish.
You know what, baby? Listen, I already did this. Already gave bikers the right of way, but now I be seeing people. I don't know if they, preparing for something like this. But baby, they got my respect. Cause baby, I ain't doing that.
That bike lane has officially been open.
Listen,
officially.
You know what? Matter of fact, I'm gonna just go in a whole nother lane. You got both the lanes.
You got
bike
both
lane and that lane I was just in.
Hey, shout out to them. Make sure you guys put in the comment section your favorite cyclists so we can check them out and reviews for you guys. We'd love to see who does the greatest, amazing work. And I know they got some scary stories too, because this is a fatal type of job. You're running until your heart is really exhausted. So I'm pretty sure they have like some stories like that too. Y'all probably want to check out.
Yeah, and it's interesting to learn about.
It is.
Because at first we're like, oh, they just like to ride bikes.
Right.
We knew that they had these like races and things, but we didn't know it was like this. Like
I thought it was just like an outdoor event for some occasions, because I do see people put this gear on and they just be riding across the highways. A couple people, one group, 2 groups, and that's
it. With their kids sometimes.
Even with their kids. So I'd be thinking it's just like an outdoor occasion, but it's actually most of the times they're preparing.
As you revel in your victory over this year's route,
don't
stay off the bike for too long, or even sitting still can cause damage. It tends to be the result of injuries, repetitive motion, excessive stress, or the ingredients that make up the Tour de France. As your muscle tissue repairs itself, mounds of collagen on your muscles develop scar tissue. You'll feel so tense, it'll be as if you're injured out of nowhere. In years to come, you'll look back fondly in your endurance cycling career, reaping all those health benefits.
Yeah, I don't think there are any benefits.
Oh?
Really, I don't. Because you think about the extremity of what they put their bodies through for so many years, and from an exercise and health perspective, it's far beyond and above anything that the body should really go through. We see a lot of cardiac problems, see a lot of gut distress, a lot of mental angst, all these repercussions from a health standpoint of putting their body through the ringer for so many years in a row.
Not to mention the osteoporosis from low bone density after years of sweating out all that useful calcium. Unfortunately, the research from retired Tour de France cyclists is muddied a little thanks to 3 notorious words: performance-enhancing drugs.
The cigarettes and the methamphetamines that they would have on the corner before they have to do a big hill climb, like drugs have always been part of it.
The drug most commonly used by athletes is erythropoietin. Erythropoietin, or EPO. Remember that when competing almost every day for weeks, a cyclist can struggle to produce enough red blood cells. EPOs help to produce more, increasing oxygen and, as a result, performance. But EPO can thicken your blood, some call it sticky blood, over time risking heart disease, strokes, all kinds of life-threatening side effects.
And it's endemic in almost every sport, but cycling really got caught because you would see guys that would never have a bad day.
Famously, Lance Armstrong won every Tour de France between 1999 and 2005 before being stripped of his titles for doping in 2012. But in that same time period, 87% of those placed in the top 10 were also confirmed or suspected of doping.
It was the culture then. But I find the racing more interesting now because people have bad days.
But Stacey, is it
still there? Definitely. How is it being caught? It's not.
A report from the Cycling Independent Report Commission showed anywhere from 20 to 90% of riders doing it in the present day.
That's a huge jump.
Eric,
why is there doping? Well, I think the Tour de France is in the top 3 of the most grueling sporting events.
A lot of the younger guys. It's the guys that are starting to question, like, what are you giving me and why are you giving me this?
It's no secret that cycling has been through a very dark period in the last decade, but that the sport has changed, and of course questions need to be asked. That's normal, but it should no longer be met with the same
everybody else.
Yeah, like everybody else. They don't put them through a testing phase to see if they have anything in their system. I mean, I would like to know, because they just literally sign up, get on the bike, prepare, and they're good to go. Right. That's the option.
Well, I mean, you know, they're going long distances.
I mean,
without stopping.
That's how they set up the course. Okay.
I ain't justifying
Has been in the past.
I hear you.
Whether you're blazing ahead or way at the back, the best way to endure the physical pain and pressure of the Tour de France is to embrace it.
Mentally, they are like ironclad.
Embrace
it. On the bike and they're just like focused. Greg Henderson is one of my good friends. I've known him forever. I've talked to him since he's retired, and I'm like, what was that mental state? He's like, you know what, Stace? You get on the bike and you don't even see anything. You don't feel anything. All you do is you look and you see where the guy is in front of you, and you want to move forward.
That's like that fight or flight mentality that pops in whenever you, or that adrenaline rush. You know, it's a study that says that whenever you are, we call it flashing out, but whenever you're into that adrenaline phase, it's like you go deaf. And you can't hear nothing no one telling you, and you doing whatever it is you're doing. And mainly, it's mainly like in fights. When someone is in a fight and they rage, you know, you try to tell them, hey, chill, relax, and they don't hear you, they want to get to the fight.
They don't.
It's kind of like that with bikes as well. So I'm pretty sure when they tap in and they get into that one leg and they just lost, but they involved into tunnel vision, like you said.
I would think it's like that with football, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like you don't really hear the stadium or anything.
Oh, no, you don't at all. Especially when you locked in and you know it's like minutes on the clock left and you got to make that tackle, you got to make that play, you got to catch the ball. You done, like, you tapped in.
Nah, I was going to try to relate. You know, we always trying to relate to something, right? I was going to talk about my writing. Reading. But that's kind of different.
Yeah.
I'm really involved in what I'm reading or writing, and I can't hear anything that's around me.
No, I can say it's kind of different, but it has the same impact.
It's similar.
It has the same impact.
Similar. It's not the same, but it's similar.
Because a drop of a needle can kind of like throw you off, and you're like, yo, I need quiet. You know what I'm saying? The same with me with drawing. Back in the day, I would draw something, and if I have the perfect scenery and it's quiet and I'm where I need to be, I don't hear nothing, and I'm locked into the lines of the paper. You know? But yeah, that's how it be.
This all goes to show the incredible feats the human body and mind can achieve for glory, $500,000, and the iconic yellow.
That's how much? That's how much?
If you've ever pondered this all goes to show the
incredible
feats the human body and mind can achieve for glory, $500,000, and the iconic
give me a bite.
yellow jersey.
Give me a bite.
If you've ever pondered the physical limits of the human body beyond throwing someone in a black hole, it doesn't get more extreme than the Tour de France. If I were you, I wouldn't try it at home. But if you do, set your Peloton to what the fuck.
Set it right, bro. Set your mind right. Check the channel out. Make sure you guys check that out.
You know what? You know that there's no health benefits associated with this, right? That don't even matter because I won't be here for a long time.
What you mean?
I'm gonna be here for a long time, but I ain't gonna be here forever.
I'm trying to see though.
$500,000, baby. Listen.
I wouldn't limit my lifespan to $500,000 though.
I could invest a lot.
I think with proper care, you can make it past that mark, and you can enjoy your $500,000.
Right. But I think biking would, help me slim down. Tone up some areas.
But look how far back they were with this.
For the Tour de France.
This was all the way back to like 1996. Technology today has allowed people to get in like chambers, these deep baths where they have this nice rotation that's inside that can help the muscle, repair a lot faster. They have all these things, so I think all these drugs that they may be putting in their body may not even be needed. They have proper conditioning classes and courses and technology.
Maybe it's to help them stay focused because they say it's right before they have to get on a mountain or something.
Is it legal though? I don't. They said it wasn't legal. No, apparently not. 90% of them is using it though. So.
Yeah, but nobody getting caught.
I'm curious about that.
All right, y'all. We hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you soon.
Peace.